Hey guys, this is Danny Jugan with Axis Football. I wanted to give you guys an update on what we've been doing over the past couple months. We haven't been super vocal on our social media channels with keeping you guys updated. I know we've made some posts on the progress of PlayStation and mobile, but we've been a little bit quiet, mostly because we've been playing a waiting game as we waited for some information from other parties. And so the purpose of this video is to go over what we've been doing the past few months, explain some of the decisions that we've made, and share a little bit of information about platform support and what we plan to do for Axis 2020. So first and foremost, 100% yes, we are working on Axis 2020. Like in years past, we plan to release August, September timeframe. Now, as far as the platforms that we are going to support at release, this is going to be a little bit of the kind of the purpose of this video right at the start, at least. So, going back to Axis 19 released, we released on Steam and Xbox at the same time. And then the plan was to release on mobile and PlayStation as well. Those of you that have been following us for a while know that we are a really small team of all part-time guys. So none of us are full-time, which means we are really limited with regards to how much we can work on the game. Obviously, in a perfect world, we would be profitable enough to be full-time, but we are hoping that will happen here in the next couple years. So in the meantime, we are, like I said, a little limited to what we can invest in terms of our time into the game. So that leaves us with a little bit of a difficult decision with regard to what we do when we finish a game. So when we finished Axis 19, we have the option to take our two developers and either use them to either put out the game on multiple platforms, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, mobile, or use their time and resources to work on the game and improve it. Now, with only two part-time developers, we had the idea this year, let's try and outsource the builds so that our core developers that know the game can continue to work on it, and we can hire some independent contractors to put out builds specifically on mobile. Well, that's the route we went this year, and it didn't work out so well for us. We had some people lined up. They accepted the job they started, and for one reason or another, it fell through. And that, being totally honest, it was rough because we felt really bad kind of stringing everybody along, saying mobile's coming, but it still isn't here yet. And so that set us back a while. And then on the PlayStation side of things, we ran into a lot of issues with Sony's requirements, and we had one of our developers working on that exclusively. And so with that, we were still not able to reconcile with Sony and get it in a state where they would accept it. They kept saying we had some issues with saving and loading, and their reasoning was that if a user did these really random things that no user would logically do, then it would corrupt the data. And long story short, we couldn't get things worked out with them. And so, again, as I mentioned before, we're left with a situation to where do we take our developers off working on the product and improving it for future years to get it out to as many platforms as possible, or do we focus on improving the game? And it's a tough balance because we know you guys are ready and willing to support us and are excited to play the game. But we also want to make sure that we are continuing to grow the product to meet the expectations that you guys have, because we obviously want to put out the best product we can. So here's the current situation and the difficult decision that has been made. We will not support PlayStation for the 2019 version, and we are not going to initially support it for the 2020 version as well. That's a difficult decision because we know lots of you have PlayStations, and we know you are super excited to play it, as you have told us over and over again, and we feel really bad that we have kind of strung it along. But our goal is to be as transparent as possible, even if that means delivering some news that isn't great news. Now, on the mobile side of things, we do plan to release there. So if you have a PlayStation, at least you can experience the game on the mobile side of things. So we have one of our developers working on that and the other developer working on Axis 2020. We have pulled the jobs from all of the independent contractors, and we are working on it in-house, which means we have much more control over it, and we are able to accurately communicate with you guys. Some of the seemingly miscommunications that have occurred in the past have been a result of the contractors we have hired saying they were farther along in the process than they really were, and oh yeah, it's almost done, and it wasn't even close. So I will be the first one to apologize for any confusing or misleading information that we've put out. That was never our intent, to kind of string you guys along with this. And for that reason, we have pulled everything back in-house so that we can accurately and effectively communicate with you guys again, even if that means that it's not the best news. We will strive to always be as honest as we can about where we are with you guys. So that's a little bit of the sad news that we are not going to be supporting PlayStation, but we will be supporting mobile, and we will get that out to you guys hopefully within the month. That is the plan. So on to Axis 2020. What we're looking at here, this is the splash screen or the title screen for Axis 19. What you can expect in Axis 20 is this. We, as always, have listened intently to your feedback. We have heard that our franchise mode is great. Our gameplay is not up to par with the franchise mode, or even with where you guys are super comfortable with it. So that's going to be a large focus in 2020. Working on the animations, working on the smoothness of it, and just creating a better simulation football game for you guys. So in 2020, you can expect improved gameplay. We are going to polish up the UI a little bit. Joe, our product designer, does a fantastic job of UI design, and so we are going to polish things up there a little bit, so you can expect some new stuff in the UI arena. And then obviously franchise mode and customization are the two other main pillars of our game, next to gameplay, and so we're going to improve in those areas as well. Specific details on the features that we will be implementing will be released in the next couple months, but I do want to 100% confirm that we will be coming to Xbox, PC, Macs, and Linux in August, September of 2020, so just in a few short months, and mobile for Axis 19 here within the next month. So as always, thank you guys for your support. Please let us know your thoughts, comments on this. I will be monitoring that and answering any questions that you guys have as we continue to work on the best simulation style football game that we can for you guys. So again, thank you for the support, and thanks for tuning in.